I'll just jump into the next question with the third and fourth chapter.
Yes.
These chapters are extremely important. I can't stress chapter 3. Chapter 3 focuses on skills and competencies you need to develop in order to attain your career vision. This is important. And I think it needs to be talked about more. And the reason why it's important is because if you were to go online today and you were to look at a job description, you will discover that the job description is not going to ask you what college you went to. The job description may not even ask you all the time. No, it will ask your major. It's not going to ask you what your GPA is most of the time. What it's going to ask you is, what is your experience? What are your skills? What are your competencies? And what can you do? What does that mean? That means while a student is in college, it's not enough just to go to class. I need to learn skills. I need to have experiences. I need to have competencies that are helping me to become what I desire to become. And so the reason why this chapter is so important is because now when I'm preparing my student for future career success, I'm not just telling you to get good grades. I'm not just telling you to get a good GPA. Yes, it matters. Yes, it's important. Yes, you should study. Yes, you should research. Yes, you should read. All that's important. No. What I'm talking about is, what skill are you learning in that marketing class? What competency are you learning by being actively involved? What experience are you extracting from doing customer service for your job outside of going to school? In essence, what I'm doing now is I'm helping students begin to become more aware and more intentional about the skills, about the competencies, and the experiences that they gather throughout the collegiate journey that's going to help them to ultimately manifest their career vision. And so many times what happens is, I graduated, I got a 4.0 GPA. Okay, you want to be a speaker? Have you ever spoken in front of an audience? Do you know what it means to run a business? Are you innovative? Where are your problem-solving skills? Do you know how to negotiate? Do you understand how to network? Do you understand how to build relationships? Let me ask you this. How much of an increase was in your organization when you led your organization? Or when you had that job as customer service, how did you increase the bottom line for the business because you were there? These are questions, these are competencies, these are skills and experiences that students can begin to develop and put on their resume. Because again, this is what's going to help them get a job. I used to have a friend that was a VP of HR. He said he would always recruit athletes and res life professionals. Because res life professionals have to manage, they have to use different skill sets. Athletes have to work as a team. They gotta have a certain attitude. They gotta have a certain mindset. They gotta have a work ethic. They have to be disciplined. They have to have certain habits. All these type of things go into making someone a professional. And so when I know what your vision is, if you want to go into medical, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be an engineer, if you want to go into sports, once I understand what that is, and we look at the skill sets, the competencies and experiences, you begin to develop that. So once you graduate and you go into the interview, you can share your experiences, you can put that on the resume, you can talk about your successes, and that ultimately is going to provide you more value as a student. And so that's why this is so important, because so many times we go through the collegiate journey, I just got to pass the class. I just got to get an A in the class, and that's important, and that matters, yes. But what are you learning? What are you extracting that's going to make you a better person? I tell people all the time, my EDD is not my most prized possession of my doctoral degree. The degree is not the best thing. The best thing is I developed a solution on how to increase retention within organizations. The best thing is I learned how to assess people and then determine what areas I need to develop within them in order to grow. The degree is cool. The grades are cool. But it's that skill set that is really helping me in my future career. So that's chapter number 3. And then number 4, and if anyone works with first-gen students, you know this is important, social capital. As Les Brown once said, Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So ultimately what this means is not only is it important that we have the skills, the competencies, the vision, the self-awareness, but now it's relationship building, it's networking, it's connecting, it's relationship management. And one of the things I tell students all the time, don't start trying to build relationships once you graduate. Start when you're a freshman. Do you know that I had a full-time job in entertainment as a junior in college based on networking? Based on networking. But I want to go a step farther because we talk about relationships, we talk about networking, but it's not just about knowing someone. Watch this. It's about extracting the knowledge that the person possesses. See, I've discovered social capital is not just about relationship, it's the knowledge from the relationship. In essence, one of the reasons I love this quote, it says you are the average financially of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Why? It's not because you're connected to millionaires. It's because millionaires are giving you $1 million secrets and ideas and strategies that help you to position yourself for greater success financially. That's the power of relation. It's the social capital. And if I am a first-year student and my parents have never went to college, they've never been in certain industries, been in areas of expertise, well then I not only got to build relationships, but I got to seek out the knowledge. What's the knowledge? What's the keys? Who do I need to talk to? What's the research? What's the data? What are they talking about? As we talk about at the Circle of Change Leadership Experience, what jobs are on the come up? I'll never forget, we had a panel, Tish, this past November at the Circle of Change Leadership Experience, and I'm moderating a panel. I just asked the lady, she's one of the first African-American women directors of the NFL. I said, I want to know, where are the jobs? Because they're looking for some jobs. And she sat there and she looked at us. I can't tell y'all nothing but basically she gave insight to the growing trends in NFL. So if someone wanted to go into sports, if someone wanted to go into NFL, there was knowledge and awareness drop that they can be aware of so they can begin to position themselves for future opportunities. That's the power of social capital. It's being aware of stuff before it actually happens. I don't know about y'all, but I know y'all heard about Bitcoin. Bitcoin just hit $100,000. There's a group online called Earn Your Leisure, I believe it says. They said they talked about this 4 years ago. That means if I was around the right people, hearing the right information, and had the capital to put something in Bitcoin, I'm in a different position today. Not just because I knew someone, I had information. And that is what I mean by social capital. In the 4th chapter, we're not only teaching students how to network, how to be intentional with network, knowing who to talk to, how to manage the relationship, how to have an elevator pitch, but more importantly, how to extract and provide value to that relationship. And at that point, if a student has awareness, if a student has vision, if a student is dealing skills, competencies, and has social capital, I may not need to go nowhere else, Tish, because that in itself is going to be a game changer for a first generation student or professional. But the amazing thing about the book, I still got 6 other chapters to talk about. But Tish, those are the 3rd and 4th chapter of this book.